Hey, hello everyone. My name is Atul and today we will learn about Android. But before going to Android, let's understand why we should get into the mobile industry. Any ideas, guys? I hope not. You may know a few things. Let me show you a few things. Okay. So here I have taken some of the old statistics just to compare with the today's era. So in 2010, the Wikipedia says more than 73% population of the world uses mobile phones. What do you think of now? I think more than 90 people, 90% people. And in the same year, Indian population, 63% Indian population were using mobiles. There was a country, there's a small country, Montenegro, okay, whose population is around 7 lakhs, okay, but if you see the number of mobile phone users is 193%. What do you think? It's huge. If I say 193%, that means every person is using at least two devices. And what if I remove the number of kids and the old age people? They might not be using or they might not have the access to mobiles. Still, if you count that, the number of mobile phone users is huge. In 2010, again back in 2010, 56 countries were using mobile phone services. But if we talk about today's era, the mobile phones are getting smarter every day. Okay, I remember the day when I started mobile application development. It was like hell. We used to use the Java mobiles, and if you have ever used or if you ever know, if you have ever come across any old devices, that was a different era at all. You can't even imagine with the smartphones, or you cannot even compare with these today's smartphones. So why mobile industry? We have very good hardware and software support nowadays for developing mobile applications, but still there will be some challenges. What it could be? So it could be like mobile processing power. Even if we talk about, like, we have very good processors and all, but still they are mobile processors. Still we will have a limited memory input and output capabilities. Okay, so here when I talk about, when we think of the mobile phones, basically it's like okay, so it's like we have challenges, and we'll have to work on these challenges, but it's not that what we used to face in the old era, because now Android has removed a lot of challenges, and a lot of things are have become like very easy with mobile, or specifically with Android. If I talk about Android, specifically with Android, it's like very easy developing mobile applications. Okay, and mobile developers gets paid the first and most important thing. Okay, the mobile developers gets paid more than the normal developers. Okay, so it's up to you again. Why are we using mobile devices nowadays? Nearly for everything, right? From making and receiving calls, sending and receiving SMSs, messages, connecting internet, emails, payments, social medias, capturing photos, playing games, tickets, flying, everything. Everything nowadays, for everything we use mobile devices. And can you guys ever imagine yourself without mobile phone for at least one day? I hope no. Okay, so that's it. Here those statistics are again with the numbers, so let me go with these things. Like, so if you see India, the population of India back in 2010 was 100 crore plus, but if you see the number of mobile phones, it's like huge. So 70 like 752, 190, 678, so it's like 63% of the population were using mobile devices. But if you see the population of Montenegro, it's like around 7 lakhs, but the number of phones is number of phone mobile users is like 190, approx 193%. So that's huge. China is definitely one because of the population and all. Okay, but if you see other countries as well, so USA was number 3, Pakistan was like number 7, UK is number 14. Okay, so there are so many other countries here I have on this chart. Let's get on to the platforms. So if I say, when I say platforms, that means operating systems for mobile devices. So very popular operating system was there, that was Symbian, which was developed by Sun Microsystem and which was found on Nokia devices, if you have ever used. Then the Windows came up with their own operating system, which is Windows CE, or we used to call it a compact edition. Okay, so it was on Windows mobile devices. Later, the BlackBerry or the RIM Research in Motion company came up with the BlackBerry operating system, which was there on high-end BlackBerry phones. Then, if you have ever seen the CDMA handsets or the wireless landline devices, they used to use the Brew. They used to use Brew, which was developed by Qualcomm. Then Android came in market, and is like Android has like bombarded everything. Android came up with so many features and all. iOS was also there. iOS was actually released before Android. Yeah, iOS was released in 2007. Android released in 2008. Okay, but Android captured the whole market. Okay, we'll see the numbers later. Then there was another big operating system which was developed by Samsung, that was Bada. So it's not Bada, it's Bada. It's actually Korean word. It's like it means ocean. Okay, so Samsung used to say that okay we have that, but it got flopped. Okay, then I'll show you some of the things. So whichever is like in the red bracket or red box, these operating system supports Java, and the other operating systems in the blue box supports Objective C for developing mobile applications. Okay, so thank you for now. Let's get on to the another slide. So let me show you the another slide now. Let me just pop that up. I'll just pop that up now. Okay, I hope that's visible, and let's get on to that. So let's understand Android. So what exactly Android, how it came in picture, and everything right now. So let's check what is Android. So yes, Android is an operating system for mobile, but it is not like other operating system. It's basically a component based operating system. What do you mean by component based? So you can work on different components, and that is why, or you can customize different components as per the requirement, and that is why if you see Android is available on different platforms. You might have heard of Android televisions, Android Auto. I mean, it's there in cars and all. Okay, so many places. So why it's possible? Because like Android is an component based operating system, and it can be configured, all the components can be configured as per the requirements. And yes, Android has the integrated Java virtual machine, or you can say JVM. Okay, so Android supports complete Java. Okay, it was not like J2ME, which we used to use the Java which we basically used to use the Java mobile application development. Okay, but that was like subset of Java, but Android uses the entire Java. Okay, so JVM, but it is like okay, so but here we call it DVM, Dalvik virtual machine. That we will get into the details later. Okay, when we actually start the practicals and all those stuff. Okay, so and so all the system interfaces are exposed through Java, and Android is based on Linux kernel 2.6. So when we say Linux, it's secure. Okay, and when we say Java, it's secure. Okay, so Android is somewhere secure, and we don't need to worry about a lot about the application security and all. Okay, so let's move further. So yep, Android came in market in October 2003. Okay, so Android was founded, Android Incorporation was actually founded in October 2003. So they founded a company in 2003, and Google acquired it in August 17. Okay, August 17 2005, which was just like 2 years later. So Android started developing a operating system which was not initially for mobiles. It was for the smart, or we can say, if you have ever used the cyber shots, like digital cameras. Okay, Sony cyber shots or some other digital cameras, so it was basically for that. But Android understood very quickly that okay, now phones are getting good cameras and everything, so they won't be there in the market. So they immediately switched in and started developing for mobiles. Okay, so but Android ran out of funds, and they had to sell the company. So Google acquired the entire company in 2005, and in 2007 Google formed an OHA. So OHA is basically an open handset alliance, which was a consortium of 84 companies, including Google, Broadcom, HTC, Intel, Samsung, Motorola, Qualcomm, and so many big companies. Okay, so in 2008, on September 23, 2008, the version 1.0, Android 1.0 was launched. Just ignore this last line. we know the latest version is 13. The slide is not updated. Okay, so I'll have to update that. I must have forgotten. I'm really sorry. Okay, so the we know whatever is the latest version is. Yep, 13, 14. Okay, so yep, here is a little timeline for the few of the Android versions. So Android came, as I mentioned, the beta was launched in 2007. The SDK is opened for public. That was like 2007. So we started exploring Android. The developers basically started exploring Android and all. Then in version 1.0, the stable release 1.0 was launched in September 23, 2008. Okay, then from if you see from April 30, 2009, from the Android 1.5, they started naming these versions like cupcake, donut, eclair, froyo, gingerbread, honeycomb, ice cream sandwich, jelly bean, Kit Kat, lollipop, marshmallow, nougat, Oreo, and pie. So all these names are like, if you know, are named after like desserts. Okay, so all these are desserts, and it's still like that. Okay, so why Android? So there are several features Android supports. If we talk about handset layout, storage, connectivity, what not Android supports, everything we can say, like tons of features Android is supporting, and because of that we have developed so many applications, or we can see it's several applications and all are there, and Android is working on several different kind of devices as well. Okay, moving onwards, like if you see like okay, where Android is working, or how many different kind of devices. So laptops, netbooks, smartbooks, ebook readers, smart televisions, handheld consoles, MP4 players, game consoles, mobile radios, headphones, set-top boxes, wristwatches, and different and variables are there. Okay, navigation systems are there, car systems are there, and whatnot. Android is like everywhere nowadays, if you see. Okay, and if we talk about like again few of the devices, here I have taken some of the snapshots of some of the devices. If you see, game console is there, then the car infotainment system, Android television, variables, headphones, Android glass, Google glass, you can see, tablets and phones are always there. Okay, let's move further. Let's talk about numbers a bit. If you see, these numbers are again little old, but not that old. Let's say 2 or 3 years old, I'll say. But if you see, the coverage of Android is more than 83% now. Okay, if we talk about iOS, it's 12.6, Windows 1.7, 1.8. My sorry. Okay, my bad. Then BlackBerry 1.7, and others are in less than 1%. Other operating systems are not even, I'll say, exist. Okay, but if you say Android is like more than 83% nowadays. Okay, and iOS is 12.6. So if you are confused that what operating system or what platform you should go into, so I think we have a clear answer here. Okay, so it's like 12.6 is iOS, and the Android is more than 83%. So definitely Android. Okay, if you want to start developing your mobile application, you should target Android first. Okay, so here we have, and if you have any doubts and queries, feel free to ask me. Thank you.